Probably when I what?
Took Verity.
Oh yeah, added this. Oh, I gotta get my phone.
Even after I told you no, it was crazy.
What do you mean? No, I had to film with it.
Look at my head. Oh my god, it's so dramatic.
It's not dramatic. I'm Jennica.
I'm Annica. Welcome to Spill More Girls.
I see a remnant of a semi-sweet chocolate chip.
Oh, we're just gonna fold that. We're just gonna fold that.
Oh, other glasses wearers. You know those days when you like have a specific pair of glasses you want to wear and you can't find them?
No.
That was, yeah, you're not a glasses wearer. I'm not speaking to you. Anyway, that was my day today. I couldn't find the glasses that I wanted to wear, and so now I love these, but they're just not what I had in mind. Like the vision, they weren't the vision for the day, but they are the vision for the day.
Wow, that was a good one. Yeah. Well,
hello everyone.
They all chant in unison.
Welcome back. We're kind of honestly, A, it's a little bit earlier than we're used to filming, but B, when we were setting up. We have the lighting system we're using. We have a big ring light, okay? Throwback, but we have a big ring light. Weasley jumped through it like a circus.
No, he didn't jump through it. He tried to stand on it.
And
because we screamed, he jumped off. But it's right to where my windowsill. He could jump from the windowsill to the ring light, and he really thought he could get his forepaws on that.
I mean, it was just, we both looked over, and the thing is lit up, and his body just
going through it. I was like, and we just screamed.
And it was time for us to start. So we were like, okay, what now? I guess we'll talk about that once we start recording. But that was really. I would have given anything for that to be.
It was really good.
There was so many sound potential.
He was even wiggling his butt before he did it too. He was ready for it.
It was a circus moment. Well, you guys, update from last week. Take it away.
I felt it was fitting to wear my No Place Like Tour shirt because I did in fact go to the Role Model concert.
Woo!
Yes. So.
We consider ourselves pretty good at going to concerts, even though we've not been in the last little bit, because we're trying to figure them out again. They've taken turn.
Changed.
Yeah, but we're getting there again, and so tell them your experience.
So I always am Game Time is my number one go-to, just because if the prices are high on Game Time, they're going to be high everywhere, but if they're lower on Game Time, they're probably not as low anywhere else. So... And we've said for how many years at this point?
We've had really good... we've never worked with any ticket company, but we've had really good
The craziest with Game Time is when we were going to the Knicks, and then we got the season pass holders tickets that they were putting up for sale, and then we got the VIP entrance, just because we bought tickets on Game Time. Anyway, so I'm looking on Game Time every single day, probably once an hour, to be quite frank with you.
For these role model tickets,
For a week, probably.
I mean, longer than that, girl. It was longer than... But it was daily...
Until...
For, I would say...
2 months.
I mean, you were looking for a long time.
Yeah, I was looking for... So then, I would look on, the actual event website to see if any more had been at that price. They weren't. And so I just kept refreshing literally everywhere possible. And the tickets on, what was it, Wednesday or anyway, I was driving and I was just at a red light. I was like, let me look at the prices, whatever.
I don't think we should be doing that at a red light.
I'm crazy. So I'm at the red light. I'm sitting there and I see the all-in pricing with Game Time. And I was like, so what does that make the ticket price? Because I had a ticket price in mind of if it got under, I would do it. So, I'm sitting there. It's under. I immediately called Mom.
What was it?
$150.
Yeah.
That was I felt like that was a reasonable price.
That's absolutely a concert. We talk about this all the time. That's a concert price ticket.
Yeah. And that's what I like to spend my money doing. I don't do
It's those when you start seeing the 3s and 4s where you're like
what?
Okay.
What?
Okay, now I have to think about this. But $150 I feel like is I would pay that for a concert.
Yes. And it is, once I saw the original price on the website of the venue of what they were, $61. I did almost was unless it gets under $100, I'm not doing it, but it just simply was never going to do that. So it was $148 for the ticket, and then plus fees and whatever, it was up there. But I called Mom immediately, and I'm like, Mom, I think I'm going to do it when I get parked. I think I'm going to place the ticket. Because of this price, this does only mean 1, not 2.
Yeah.
But I feel really bad. But I got to put me first.
Yes.
I got to put me first. And I think I'm going to do it. And you said, yes, 150 I feel like is so reasonable. Keep in mind, what I was seeing before 150 for these tickets were like, for the ticket alone without fees, like $250, like $300. And then plus, it was not below 500 there for a while.
Yeah.
So once I saw that, I was like, I'm just going to do it. So I got parked. I secured the tickets. I was throwing up. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it.
Ended up being like right at 200, right?
Yes, it was like right at 200. And so I did Apple Pay, and then it said put in your email, and then I went back, and then it went back to I tend to not have patient hands when I'm doing things online. And I go back, I go forth, I go back, I go forth. I'm like, so did I just get charged $200 and then I'm about to do it? I freaked out there for a second. But I got the tickets. I was so excited. And I was still checking box office, all that kind of stuff to be able to get you tickets.
We weren't as stressed then. She was still going to be, like, looking for one, but, like,
yes.
We were true. I was,
but then,
the last time we went to a concert a couple years ago at Post Malone that was, like, a GA standing room only, I like had to leave with a couple songs left because maybe it is because I'm 30, I don't know, my feet were not okay. So like I knew with this venue, I had never been to this particular venue, but it was like standing room only.
It was Marathon Music Works.
Like I knew that I wasn't just going to be absolutely devastated to not be there.
Yeah. So I get to work on Friday. I'm like, ooh, I got the concert tomorrow. And we get a new, like, little ready-to-wear set in. And I'm like, oh, my God, perfect! It's the most, like, frilly little skirt. I had a vision in mind already for the outfit, which you guys know. The outfit is half the battle for me. Half the battle is getting the tickets under $150. The other half is getting an outfit that makes me feel cute.
Yeah. Getting there and having fun. It's fine.
Fun. It's getting the ticket and getting the outfit. Yeah. That's the stressful part for me personally. So we get this set in. I'm like, oh my God, perfect. I'm going to wear this. I'm going to wear this jacket. I'm feeling it. So it's a great day Friday. Saturday morning, wake up. We're obviously have to be at Glamour early because we open earlier on Saturdays. I hear Sally come on the music so many times. I'm just like, oh my God, this is a great day. So I get off work at 6. Doors open at 7. Concert starts at 8. So we have a timeline there. We have a timeline going. So Mom's going to drive me. She's already like, I'm going to come sit there.
I just would feel most comfortable, especially with like, it's in downtown Nashville. She would be going by herself. She'd be it's all like,
And driving after concerts
we didn't know the parking situation. I just would have felt better. And like, all I had to do really was either housework or computer work. So I picked do computer work, and I ended up,
So it was so fun. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to change at Glamour. I'm going to go pick Mom up. She's going to drive us. I'm going to be touching up my hair and makeup while we drive there. I'm going to get out. I'm going to stand in line. I'm going to go in. It's going to be great. Well, of course, that Saturday at Glamour was probably one of the busiest literally ever. And just a little backstory. I know that I'm kind of going in depth here, but this, and you need all the backstory to get in the moment that I was in. So when we're having Saturdays, all the rooms all the fitting rooms are filled. We have 14. And then there's probably one stylist per 1 to 2 rooms. This particular Saturday, I had 4 rooms because we were short-staffed due to spring break.
All the girlies were gone.
And so I was like, okay, well, I have 4 fitting rooms, but it's fine because I am never the first one to get cut, but I'm going to be the first one to get cut today. With peace and love, I have to be the first one to cut today. So then I'm starting working. I'm like, hey, by the way, I have this tonight. Do you mind if I'm like the first one to cut? She's like, yeah, of course, whatever. So the day keeps going.
I think that normally if you were asked to be cut first, you would literally be like, are you mad at me?
Do you hate me? I would be so livid, actually. I'm usually like the last one out of the door.
Seriously?
Never the first.
Yeah.
Never the first. So I'm doing my day, and I'm like, oh, wait. I remembered that we have, like, a company-wide, incentive that we have never sold over 17 dresses per one person. And so, and if you did sell over 17 dresses, which is the record for one person, you got a bonus. And I was like, well, if there's...
Let me just interject. Unfortunately for her, she can't hear a competition is being had
and
without
not participate.
Going for first place.
I have to go for first place.
And I couldn't care less. Like, I want to be involved in the competition to just have fun with everybody.
No.
But I'm, like, cheering for everybody.
No. So I remembered this, and I remembered, well, if there's one day for me to get this, and I haven't yet. My biggest is 15. I've never done more than 15. if there's a day for me to do this, it's a day where I have 4 rooms.
And you've got some motivation under you.
And I got some motivation under me. Oh my God. So I went a little feral. I went a little bit feral. And halfway through the day, I counted how many I was at. I was at 11. I was like, ooh, I think I could do this. I think I could do this. So I'll make it everyone's problem. I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm at 11, and I only have to get to 17. And so everyone's rooting for me. I just realized there was a light out on my vanity.
Oh, there is.
That's gonna...
It's the middle one, so that's kind of... It's inconspicuous. I will look for another one, and then... Did you like that word?
Why does that... Oh, I got confused. I got confused by your big word.
It's okay. You used your context clues.
Yeah, I did. I got there. Anyway. So, I wasn't going to, like, make it to, like, I wanted people in my room so that I could get to that number.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, I still wanted to be cut early.
Yes.
So, if I was cut early and I didn't make that number, it is what it is. I'm going to the concert. Well, the chips fell where they may. And I had just enough in my room to get to that number. But it was 6 o'clock on the dot. And I had 3 people still. And I said, oh.
You girl boss too close to the sun?
I think I girl boss too close to the sun. I'm sitting there tapping my foot. tapping my foot.
And there's nothing. This girl, I mean, to grow up with a mom that has ADHD and really does have a time, like, what is it, time blindness? Like, you be tapping your foot at the door.
Oh my God, my palms are sweating thinking about it. Like, I can't. I was stressed. Like, you know. And so I was like, okay. My outfit was in the back. I was like, okay, if I do a quick change into my concert outfit, are they going to notice? Like, if I just walk out and walk back in, but in my concert outfit so I can just run out the door, is it going to be that big of a deal?
Oh my God. Yeah, I haven't heard this part of the story.
No, this is my internal battle.
Oh my God.
So, I'm like, what do I do? So,
my eyes were already swollen today, so now I'm going to be just swollen the rest.
So one of my rooms buys. It puts me at 17. So I'm at 17. You know this story. Why are you gasping? You literally know the story.
No, I don't know what happened with the other 2 people.
So, one person buys. That puts me at 17. I'm tied, but I'm not broken the record. So, then, one leaves. So, this one last person is going to make or break it. And so, I can't rush it. I can't leave, because then if I leave, I forfeit the sale.
Yeah.
So, I stick it out. And she doesn't have her parent with her. But she's convincing him over the phone. I said, you do it, girl. Whatever you need to do, you do it.
Call who you need to call. Phone a friend.
You need to call. And I'm just like, okay. It's okay. But if I don't get this sale and I'm late to the concert, I'm going to be pissed. That's a quick way to piss me off. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, she ends up buying. I'm jumping for joy.
Yeah.
Literally jumping for joy. Like, this means the world to me because everyone was, like, rooting for me. And then when they came in the next day, even, they were like, so did you get to 18? Did you get to 18? Like, it was just so fun. And obviously, like, it's good for business and it's good for my personal because now I get this bonus. And I'm like, now I get to also hold the record. Yeah. Like, if people get to ask, like, what's the record, I get to say, oh, it's mine, and I sold 18 dresses. Like, that's
crazy.
Insane.
That is crazy.
So that means I helped at least 18 people, and I had a couple people walk out. So, like, I probably helped 25 people that day, which is kind of a lot of people.
A lot of people.
For, like, one-on-one working with.
Yeah.
So, and then I also had 3 people come back the day after to buy dresses. So technically, if we add those on, but I'm not gonna get technical with it. I'm gonna appreciate what I got. So, I was just like, I did it. So she's checking out. I run to the back. I change into my concert outfit. I walk out in my boots and my jacket, and they said, "Oh, girl, where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to a concert," and I run out the building. I did have a crumble cookie because they got me a crumble cookie for beating the sale. And I'm munching on my crumble cookie on the way to this concert. I'm like, okay, whew, it's still fine. We're pulling up at like 7:15. I'm like, it's fine. The doors just opened 15 minutes ago. No biggie. I have never been more stunned.
That was a New York line.
The line? People started lining up at 10 a.m. Granted,
we didn't have to wrap around any buildings by the time that the block was...
That's not what I was going to say. Granted, I would have been there at 10 a.m. had I not had to work. But we pull into the parking lot, and we can't see the end of the line. I'm sorry?
But I love, like, lines and stuff like that where everybody has the same vibe. Like, you
Yeah,
can
we
say,
all
we all
are there.
to
We all
listen.
have something in common. We all have something in common. So, we sit in the car, and Mom's like, I'm going to come stand in line with you. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
I hadn't had time to catch up with her about her day. We had just, she was getting ready on the way up. I needed to hear about these dresses.
Yeah, so we park in the car, and we go to stand in line together. Keep in mind.
Did you not want me to stand in line with you?
Keep in mind, I am in cowboy boots, like actual Boot Barn cowboy boots, a NASCAR big old jacket, a frilly skirt, and a
It's so
ponytail
cute.
with a bow on.
So cute.
She has on...
Oh, I didn't know.
Alex...
No, Hocus.
Sweatpants, and a sweatshirt, and a scarf. And we're standing beside each other in line.
Yeah, I mean, I was the only one not in the vibe with everybody else, for sure. I was in cozy vibe because I was about to work from the car.
But then
it was fun.
I'm about to...
Once I realized that you were with, like, safe people, I was like, all right, I'm good.
I was just about to say, I'm about to let you in on a part of the story you don't know.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So we're standing in line, and we get to the very back, and let me tell you, it's far down there. And we're standing, and we're just chit-chatting about the day. Obviously, I get some X's on my hands.
What's about to happen?
And, no, don't be stressed. Don't be stressed. Your feelings might be a little hurt. So we're sitting in the
Somebody said something about my outfit. Did somebody say that?
No!
That's the only thing that hurt my feelings. Except for, I mean...
Have I talked this whole time or what? Like, I have not shut up one. And I haven't even talked about the first thing I wanted to talk about. Anyway.
Okay.
So, we're standing in line, and then a couple people come behind us, and I realize that the girl behind us is also alone. So I'm like, okay, well, I can chat with her about being alone, but I can't chat about her being alone with her if I have my mom here. So I keep trying to be like, okay, you can go now. Okay, you can go now.
I was like, wait till we get up here. I was just,
No, I was ready to chat with her, and I just didn't want to chat with you there. So I kept trying to get you to
text me
go.
and say, Mom, I'm going to make my own friends.
I was trying.
No, I was waiting
And
for
you
there to
were
be a little
just-
bit more fluff at the end of the line. There was one other girl. I wasn't going to leave when there was just...
There was 50 people behind us.
I left once there was 50 people behind us.
Anyway.
It was still a dark road, and my child was
Oh my
on the
God.
side of the road.
On the side of the road is crazy. So, she finally leaves, and I turn to the girl, and I said,
I was in line with you for...
20 minutes.
I was going to say 7.
You have time dysmorphia. It was 20 minutes.
It's time blindness. I promise it was not 20 minutes.
No, dead it was. 100%. Hands down. I'm getting my serious hand out.
I will go back and I will look at the
Look at the timestamps. Look at them. Receipts on timeline.
Okay, let's see.
Anyway, so she leaves, and I'm talking to this girly pop. And we're just chit-chatting about living in Nashville. She asked if I was born and raised here. I said yes. Like, we were having some good banter in line, chit-chat. Well, then, she has her, like, fancy little camera, and I'm like, oh, like, I love you. Like, you look so professional. Well, that's
Okay.
not.
I took your ex video at 7:35, and I took a selfie by the car at 7:43.
Yeah, the X video was halfway through line.
Okay, well, we walked up at 7:23.
So 20 minutes. From 23 to 43. Wow! On the dot, actually! On the dot!
Well, we had to walk over there.
Oh my God. So I'm talking to this girlie, and she just so...
Okay.
She so casually mentions, she's the photographer for the night. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I was like, oh my God, why are you standing in line? She was like, oh, I just don't really like to skip the lines and like make a whole fuss out of it. And I was like, well, maybe she's not the photographer for the night. And then, sure enough, we get to security. She gets her photo pass. I'm standing in line for merch once we get in, and she
Gets escorted through.
Have a good night, and then goes to the back. I was like,
that's so cool.
maybe if I would have talked to her the whole night, she would take me back with her.
That's so cool. I used to work with some people at Warby Parker that would do like concert photography, and they'd come back after big concerts with pictures, and we'd just all be going through them on their computer. Like it was what a view to have.
All that to say, the concert was great. Great. I had so much fun. The cowboy boots were uncomfortable. I was sweating a little bit. It was not as crowded. I was pretty close to the stage, and then also. My hairstylist, old assistant, who is now also a hairstylist that I sometimes go to whenever one of them isn't busy, she was also there by herself. So I saw her in the crowd, and we stood together the whole time.
I have to say, I think it is so cool that you did that by yourself. I promise you, at
You've
18,
said that
like,
so many times, and I just simply...
I couldn't have gone to the bathroom at a party by myself. Like, I am a really, like, independent, like, confident gal, but I still think that there's stuff that, like, you learn independence with, and that's just... It's just such a cool thing that you can do that.
Well, thanks.
And how was it? Was it fun? Like, you were glad you went by yourself? And
Oh,
do you
yeah,
have any
I had so much fun.
encouraging words? Because you say it's, like, not a big deal, but I think it's because you, like, I don't know how.
Well, it was a little awkward, I will say, just standing there by myself. But at the end of the day, I was standing there and I was feeling awkward, and I was like, okay, here's the thing. Even if I was with the person that's standing next to me right now, even if she was my best friend, no one would know because we're not going to be sitting chit-chatting the whole time.
Yeah.
Everyone is standing there in their own like, looking at the no one's in the sidebar conversation. Like, you can't tell if someone's there together or not because they're not talking the whole time. So no one knew I was alone.
Yeah.
So I just had to think about that.
I feel like 99% of people, too, think that, like, it's so cool for people to do things by themselves. Like,
yeah.
if someone did notice
And
that
then
you were there by
even
yourself, they'd be like, oh.
Once I was next to someone I knew, we didn't talk the whole time.
Yeah, you're singing.
So it was still like,
Yeah.
it was genuinely like, oh my God, but it was literally, keep in mind, I went to work at 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
He went on stage at 9:10 p.m. But yeah, it was worth it, 100%. I'm glad I spent my $150 on that ticket and my $45 on the shirt.
Absolutely.
No place like tour.
Okay. Next on the list, I have to talk, my first thing I want to talk about. I think we have to address something that happened last night.
This was my first thing I wanted to talk about as well.
Well, I think we wanted to talk about role model first.
This was going to be, I was going to jump into this and then role model, but we went with what we could, and now we're here.
And now we're here, and I would like to formally apologize because, you know, a lot of times I preach, zoom out and look at the bigger picture, and there's probably, like, an explanation, and there's probably, I didn't need to do what I did.
So, a little backstory, I don't know if I've ever told you guys, one of my biggest fears is, there's no need to laugh so much. There's no need. Mm-mm. One of my biggest fears is, like, either, like, looking out of a window and seeing a person back, or, like, being genuinely, like, scared, like a person just appearing. Like, that is my biggest fear.
Mm-hmm. Just like a silhouette, like she's described
like
it. I mean, it's truly since childhood. Like, it is a very soft spot for, like, a silhouette of a person. She's like, if I saw that, like, peering through me through a window,
no,
like, it's not something I can do.
Really, like, the thought of it makes me want to cry. And she knows that. So,
I don't know that.
Last night,
it's not funny.
We were closing up the house for the night. Keep in mind, I'd asked you to help me. You said no. So you were in your room doing your thing. I was putting the dishes away.
First of all,
I was making the couch look good.
First, I had done my closing shift duties. You had a couple things left, and then you tried to recruit me, and I said, no, you got this, girl.
The only dish she took from the entire night was one Dairy Queen container. And everything else was left for me.
Well,
so I was like, okay, whatever. I was brushing my hair. I was just going. And I got the hiccups, which is literally fine. They go away no matter what. Like, literally, it's fine. And so I got the hiccups. I'm still cleaning. I'm still brushing my hair. And I'm just doing my final things. I go put something on Mom's desk. And as I'm putting something on Mom's desk, she decides to pop out of her room and scare me to try to get rid of my hiccups.
No, it's so bad. No, there was no need for that.
Keep in mind, it was completely dark. Not a sound in the house.
Yeah, like, at the end of the day, we are just two women living alone, and you just, like, can't scare each other at night.
It could have been so much worse. because I had my hairbrush in my hand, and I like reached back to throw it. I really did. Like, my internal instinct was just to whip it back and start throwing. And I mean, hairbrushes hurt.
And it's not like I was like a spooky scary. I just popped out and said boo, because I heard, like, I had just washed my face and things.
Roar.
No, I definitely just said boo.
Oh, okay.
That's the whole thing with hiccups. I don't think you roar at people. Anyway, I'm going to, like, get in bed, and I hear her have the hiccups in the living room. I'm like, oh, bless her. Like, I don't want her to go to bed with hiccups.
I think if I drank water for 7 seconds, they would go away. I just have to fill my water up.
Let me scare her.
What an odd thing to think. What an odd thing to think.
I mean, I hope that if people don't...
How many times... How much do you get scared?
I mean, every single time you come in, you just say, Mom, I scream.
Yes, exactly. So why in heaven's name would you do that to me?
It was a mistake, and that's why I'm apologizing.
I cried instantly. Instant, full-blown tears.
Wouldn't even hug me.
No. Of course not.
Yeah, so this is the scaring for hiccups is out. That's out. What else can you do? Hold your breath for 7 seconds?
No, drink water for 7 seconds.
Drink water for 7 seconds, because scaring is so last year. We won't be doing that anymore.
No.
Unless it is middle of the day, outside.
Outside? No!
Okay.
Terrible! Outside? What?
Scaring is out. Scaring is out.
Oh my gosh.
I do apologize, though, because...
You know what the title of this episode needs to be?
What?
They scare because they care.
She will bring it. That's exactly what I did. I scared you because I care. You know, everything relates back to Pixar.
Everything?
Everything comes back to Monsters,
It's
Inc.
because they all teach us a lesson.
Yeah. Wow, speaking of who needs to learn a fucking lesson, alright? And I want to pan straight at the camera here. Southwest. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Yeah.
Nashville is a huge Southwest hub.
Huge. Major.
So when we got the email this week that Southwest was doing away with the only reason people like them, well, I mean, it was a 5 stages of grief. Yeah. Anger, denial, I was like, oh, there's no way. Obviously, this is just
Fake.
a marketing gimmick.
Yeah.
Obviously. And then once reality starts setting in, I'm mad. How could you do this to us?
Question mark.
And then devastation. Because I don't even look other places for flights, because all of the negatives about Southwest I will take, because at the end of the day I'm having to buy 2 flights. Like,
at the end of the day, we're going to get from point A to point B. It doesn't really matter how we get there.
Well, once you're paying for more than one person too, you just can't. We have to look at where I have to look at the bags, and we're overpackers. So Southwest having 2 free bags, that pays for itself right there. It is worth it. I don't care where I sit out on the plane. I don't care if that's worth it in itself. And then for them to just rip that out from us. Yeah. Take it down to 1.
Take it to 1.
Also, all other airlines, we're going to be traveling with bags. Figure it out. Put it in the ticket price. I don't know what to...
It's ridiculous.
I am just devastated, because now I really would... there's nothing... What is going to be keeping us... And how much are they going to be? What's going to be keeping us choosing Southwest?
Probably because Nashville's a hub.
But there's really not even that many direct... even with Nashville being a hub, we have to have we don't get direct flights to a lot of places. Whereas other airlines do have direct to a lot of places.
Yeah.
So, anyway. I mean, obviously I'm going to have my, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. We got a couple of flights already. I actually have 2 Southwest flights already booked for this year. So,
same.
Will we get grandfathered in with that? You think those tickets?
Think so.
Okay, yeah. Surely it doesn't there's probably a date.
I mean, one of mine is literally the end of June. So,
what we need in this country. That's too deep of a sentence. Trains. If we had trains in this that we could
if I could take a train,
people could travel so much more. This country is huge. We have everything that you can get in most other countries, somewhere probably in this country. Mountains, deserts, beautiful tropics. We have it all. Why can't we
have a train?
easily accessibly travel it. It makes it so difficult, especially when we were in Italy and I realized how much more we could have done when we were there, because it's literally about the state of South California. I was like, we could have been driving around this thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I wish we had trains. I think about trains a lot. Okay. The next thing I wanted to talk about, I recently saw an article that was in Middle Tennessee. I don't know if it was specifically in Nashville, but it was from a news station in Middle Tennessee. That was a story about how teens broke into a house and threw a party in the house, okay? So, like, one of them had figured out the code of the house, and they went in, and, like, it was new construction, so it was going up. The owner came back while they were having this party and, like, saw the teens leaving, but they, like, were hanging on a chandelier. It was this whole thing, and I had, like, a That's So Raven flashback moment. I guess she flashes forward, but I had a flashback moment of the first high school party that I let Annica go to.
Are you really about to out me like this?
And I have never in my life been so just like I knew these things happen. You just know these things happen, but I come from a very small town. Like, our high school parties were in cattle fields. Like, not with no barn. Like, it was just trucks, fields,
horse
troughs, maybe a lawn chair or two, maybe a bonfire, but probably not even that. Like, that's what we got, and that's how it was. If you're lucky, you got a basement every now and then, or like somebody's parents' garage, but that was like once in a blue moon, okay? That's how I partied at the ripe age of high school. So when you're a parent and your kid starts approaching those age where you know you're gonna have to have those discussions, but you're not ready yet, which you're probably never gonna be, and you don't know when is too young. You really just have to. There's a soft spot of like when's too young, when's not. Like, when can I start letting her do things and experience things on her own safely? Like, I know she's gonna go to high school parties. How am I gonna approach this? So, like, I always wanted to make sure that she knew she could call me. Like, that's the most important thing. I always wanted to, no matter what decision that she made, you can call mom first and foremost. Okay, so she is stoked. She gets invited to her first high school party, okay?
I don't think that it's an invite per se. I think that it's just kind of
it just happened.
It's like,
well, you were invited to go out with people one night.
Yes, like we had a crew. Mm-hmm. Well, do you want me to explain?
Oh, do I want to hear it?
Do you want? That's a genuine, not a rhetorical question. Do you want me to explain? It's not bad.
No, we are probably like 4 years removed. But yeah. This was in all of my 18 and a half years of parenting now, these were the roughest years.
Yeah, these were the scariest.
Yeah.
So what happened? It was New Year's, and I had a little crew. We were figuring out what we wanted to do, and there was just one, like, party that everyone was going to. Like, everyone. From probably all the, like, surrounding counties.
Because, y'all, there are 100 high schools in Nashville area, like in this area. There are so many high schools.
So we're like, okay, let's go to this party. So we're getting ready. It's fun. And then we start driving there. And we're pulling into this neighborhood, and I'm like,
all I know is that she was going to a New Year's party, and she was like, honest with me, she was like, Mom, I think it might be like an actual party. Like, it's not just like a
get together.
We're going to all, because she'd been to like co-ed parties at people's houses where it's still like Chick-fil-A and pizza.
Yeah,
you know?
this was
like an actual. And so she was honest and upfront with me. So I did not go out this. I was like, I'm staying at home. Like, I will be at my house.
So we pull up to this party, and it is so many cars long of like everyone, like, and you can't just like pull in, like, you can't just pull in because there's probably 50 cars, and everyone's like carpooling. So like multiply that times like probably 3 or 4, and that's how many people are in this. Should we post the video I took?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so we park at the end of the line and start walking up to this house, and we're walking up to this house, and I do have previous knowledge of unfinished houses because when Pops used to pick me up after school and would go paint houses, and I would do my homework while he was painting houses before he dropped me off with you, I would sit there and I would see. I would know, I knew what an unfinished house looked like.
Yes. My dad used to help pick her up after school, and he would hang out. She would hang out.
I said, this looks like a lot like an unfinished house. But I said, you know what? I'm just going to go. I'm not going to be the one that questions it. It's the first time. I'm not going to act like that person. So we're walking up. I'm seeing so many people I know. And I'm just like, oh, my God, there's so many people here. So we get in the house, and I'm just like, keep in mind, my most recent watched video is Jake Paul. Like, I'm just like, what do you mean?
Y'all, and you got to keep in mind, in Williamson County, the new houses that are going up are not less than $1 million. Like, they're
massive.
Big old houses.
So we walk in, and there's just, like, it's just, you can see no floor. It's just a mass of people. So we walk into the side room, and we're like, okay, like, getting our bearings together. Like, oh, my God, we didn't realize there were going to be this many people here. Like, it's not even close to midnight yet. Blah, blah, blah. So then people start, like, throwing things and just, like...
And she says, you know what I need to do? I need to send a Snapchat video to my mama.
Just quite how many people there are here. I mean, there's genuinely, like, it's 2 stories, but the second story is, like, a story that has, like, a porch almost.
The video that I'm in my bed watching Criminal Minds with my cat and my dog and just having a good time. Maybe Myrtle wasn't there yet, but I definitely had Tuna. And I see a Snapchat, and I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be a fun. I think she had sent me one, like, in the back of the car on the way with listening to music. I was like, oh, how fun, whatever. I opened the Snapchat expecting it to maybe be in, like, a base, maybe be in a house, like, maybe be in some even, like, space. I clicked on that video, and it genuinely, Jake Paul, honestly, is the best comparison. She was on the balcony of a house looking down.
No, on the inside of a house.
Yeah, on the inside. One of those houses where it's like got the staircase and you go up and it's got like an overlook. Okay, she's at the overlook. It looks like a downtown club in Nashville. Like the lights, the camera. I was like, what? Where are you?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah. So then it was a lot. And then I don't know if there was just too many people, so a rumor started, or if it was factual. But obviously, as all party goes, they said that there was cops coming.
Yeah.
So I think that that's just kind of like a way to do damage control sometimes, of just like
and
getting people out. And sometimes
I appreciate that.
To do
That's what it was.
And so I was like,
we gotta go.
Let's just leave. We don't have to stay is the thing. So we leave. And on the way out, we're talking with some other people. And I was like, not to be like dumb, but whose party was this? And they're like, oh, I don't know, like, this is an unfinished house, and, like, we don't know the owners, and, like, yeah, so it's basically saying, and this house was
No, the story that I heard, I don't know if you've been away from this story for too long, but the story that I was told from the when y'all got back and were mumbling was that it was somebody's dad did construction, he builds the house, and so he knows which ones like have got the plumbing turned on, like which ones have what they need, and would like go to those houses. That is crazy. That is crazy. As an adult, it would bother. Sometimes when you had too many friends over, I'd start being like, what are they doing in my house? You know, like, and I'm the mom that like loves everybody to come. Like, I want everybody here, but it still is your home with it. Like, I just.
Yeah. But it was some kid that knew whose house it was, but then no one else knew whose house it was because he just knew it was a random house.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, like, I think that he like got in like really big trouble because this house was like, there was holes in the wall, all the stairs were like, all the railing was torn off.
Like, there's definitely was cameras and stuff.
Oh my, it was really bad. But
anyway, I saw that story and I genuinely had a remember that? Because I feel like some of those years we're still not far enough removed.
I didn't know you were going to quite bring that up, but
we're still not that far removed.
It is what it is.
This is my next one. To curve it to something a little bit more serious. I feel like I'm sitting in this sweatshirt now. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like poking up. Yeah.
Every year, when the birds start chirping, as you may hear, and when the sun starts shining until 7 p.m., and I go, oh my, just because I do have depression, normal depression, does not mean I can't have also seasonal depression. Every year I forget. Every year I'm like, oh no, I don't have seasonal depression.
You just punched me in the leg.
Sorry about that.
And Prince, poor guy.
I'm just tapping him away. Yeah, I just feel like, and even in every February and March, I start being like, oof. And I still am like, no, I don't have seasonal depression because I have regular depression. And it's like, well,
two things
yeah,
at once.
Okay. And I did start feeling a little bit better this week, and I was like, wow, it is so important to give yourself a little bit more grace there.
Yeah.
Because I have, and like it coincided with my period this time. And a lot of times, again, not to get too deep, and I will talk about this in therapy, but also this is fun to have these open conversations. And I want to be open with other mothers that do struggle with this, because a lot of times when I get in those like depression holes, my thing that I like constantly like can't get over is that, and we talked about this I think on the channel, but I get in this loop of Annica deserves a mom that doesn't have this. Annica deserves a mom that doesn't have this, and like zooming out,
it's literally fine.
Yeah,
it's literally fine. At the end of the day, exactly, exactly. You're like we're all living for the first time.
I know. Well, and I'm so glad that I have raised somebody that does give me grace, but then I come back to, well, she shouldn't have to, so just take it from us.
I shouldn't have to do a lot of things. I shouldn't have to get my cat out of a ring light, but sometimes I do.
But I did just want to take that moment and be like, because I know we do, social media is genuinely a highlight reel. We don't get on here and sap all the time, because we are just, I am a grateful person, and a happy person, so I do feel like I don't love talking about my depression, but it also is a constant battle. So just thoughts that I'm feeling, and something I did want to share that really I was dealing with a lot this week. Like I was super overwhelmed by it, but it was never by you. Like I always try to make sure that I tell her like, hey, I'm in a weird spot today. I'm not being like, But is there anything that any advice you have, or you just say keep smiling? It's really gonna be okay. Mm-hmm. She really is always so good about it. So I'm thankful to have somebody that does understand. I know that does help in the process too.
Remember, at the end of the day, like, whatever's weighing the most on you, no one else is gonna realize it. And like, you think that I deserve like all these other things. Like, I'm never one thinking that.
Yeah.
So it's genuinely just all in your head.
Yeah. I know, worrying about things, you have to live through them twice, because you're literally making up
situations. Sometimes I think that my boss hates me, and I'm like, that's just never going to be the case. Sometimes I think you hate me, and I'm just like, that's never the case. Weasley doesn't sleep with me. I'm like, he hates me.
Yeah.
So
it is like maybe the name of this episode needs to be zoom out, because it is a lot of times just it's taking that deep breath and realizing that there are reasons that things are happening.
You have so much cat hair on your face. It's not even funny.
Okay. All right. Well. This is probably the last day of my period, so that's...
Period tracker!
Oh, it's been a fun one. It has been a fun one. Okay. Well, do you have anything else?
Role model, you scaring me.
Plant update. Fig has no more leaves.
We can skip that one. We can skip that
Fig has no more leaves. And when I was exaggerating a little bit when I said she killed every single plant in this house, it was just some of my favorite ones. But I do want to take this moment to give a personal shout out to one of my best friends in the world, Kathleen. And Kathleen texted me and she said, I'm laughing out loud.
Like, the fact that, honestly, rewind, that you were shocked that this happened is shocking to me.
No, it is shocking. But back to Kathleen. She has been that friend. It's so important to have people like this in your corner, and I just am so thankful for her friendship. I met her when I was 18. Your age. I met her when I was your age. That is so crazy to think about. And she was in several of my classes, and I was like, I don't know anybody at this college. She looks so cute and fun, and I want to be her friend. I went up to her and her friends after class one day, and I was like, hey, are y'all going to this art crawl that we're supposed to be going for this next class? Can I go with you? And after that, I literally went to their dorm with them, and we were friends ever since. And she was such an instrumental part of, like, helping with you and raise you and such my life. But every time I have ever done anything in life, she's the first person to like it. Mm-hmm. She's the first person to... And I even have friends with podcasts, and I love watching, I love listening, I love keeping up. But you do just get busy with life. And I just, like, when she texted me that, of course, it was so fun to go back and forth with her about the...
What did she text you?
She texted me about the plant. She said, I'm dying laughing at this plant.
Yes.
She said, I am absolutely losing my mind laughing out loud at you and Annica talking about this plant. And I was, we were truly, like, having such a good time laughing about this plant. But it really, like, took me back to a moment of, like, she is... I mean, there's nothing in this world that girl could do that would maybe not be her friend. You know what I mean? Like, she's one of... I'd had a body for her,
Yeah.
Which she would...
Oh, my God.
She would never need that of me.
Never.
She would never need that of me.
Never.
But, like, she is that friend that I would go to the end of the world without even an explanation with.
You gotta have them.
Yeah. Anyway, so shout out to you, Kathleen. I love you so much. And I know you're listening because you are just the realest of the real. All right. We've got one episode left of Traitors. We had to cut it off last night.
No, we have 40 minutes left. She said if it's past 9:30, we can't keep watching. It was 10:30, so we had to cut it off. But next week we'll do a Traitors recap, and if you haven't watched, you're just gonna have to skip that time zone because we're gonna have to have a whole deep break.
We're excited about it.
And we're also
fun.
Is the reunion out?
I think the reunion is out.
So yeah, there
is a reunion.
That's gonna be
so fun. Excited. All right, well, you know what to do. Compliment someone.
And we'll spill more next Thursday. Love ya.
Bye.